Hello, I'm Ed Bednarzik, the Executive Director of the Culpeper State Theater. Built in 1938 as a vaudeville and movie house, it served the wonderful community of Culpeper since the mid-90s. Now undergoing a $9 million restoration and expansion project, it will reopen its doors in spring of 2013 as a state-of-the-art entertainment and educational venue. The 600-seat, 27,000 square foot facility will add an excitement to the streetscape and the region. The theater will be a venue for live performances and films, including an incredibly diverse array of national touring acts, musical concerts from country, jazz, bluegrass, classical, rock, and more. We'll also work with the school systems throughout the region to develop field trips and create educational programming. From cities to small rural towns, the arts and cultural industry is an economically sound investment. It attracts audiences, encourages business development, supports jobs and education, and generates government revenue. The State Theater of Culpeper will be a cornerstone of tourism and pave the way for the renaissance of Main Street. Attendance at the State Theater will generate local commerce for businesses such as restaurants, hotels, and retail.
I think the State Theater coming to Culpeper is going to affect my business. It's going to bring my night traffic up, especially on probably Fridays and Saturday nights. I'll be staying open later and ready to intercept the people that are coming in. And I think it's going to bring a lot of people from outside of the community in to help us spread the word about Culpeper as a whole.
Tourism generated over $30 million in recent years to Culpeper's local economy, and with the addition of the State Theater, we're anticipating a tremendous boost not only to tourism and visitation to the area, but also to our local economy and visitor spending. It's also going to be a terrific enhancement to the quality of life for our residents and visitors throughout the region. Culpeper is located within 500 miles of all of the major metropolitan areas up and down the eastern seaboard, and Amtrak provides daily service right into the heart of historic downtown. Visitors can hop the train from Boston, New York, Philadelphia on down, and the train arrives in our historic downtown within easy walking distance to the State Theater.
Well, I think the State Theater is going to be a win for all of us here in Culpeper. I think one of the things that is so awesome about the State Theater coming is it will generate new business and visitors to Culpeper, but I also think it'll bring people downtown from the surrounding areas that may not normally come downtown.
My name is Doug Smith. I'm the Executive Director of the Robert H. Smith Center for the Constitution at Montpelier, the home of James and Dolly Madison. Well, the State Theater in Culpeper is a natural partner with the Center for the Constitution at Montpelier, not just because of the geography, but because of our interests. I'm looking forward to the opportunities to have film festivals, have scholars come, maybe have some public events. Maybe we have events that happen in 2 locations and we stream those live. Really, the only thing that's limiting us is our imagination, and having the State Theater come online is an amazing thing, not just for this community, but for anybody who wants to do good quality education about historic films. One of the great opportunities we have with the Culpeper State Theater is that we can share participants. The Center for the Constitution at Montpelier already trains thousands of teachers and cops and judges and politicians. We can share those participants, bring them together at the Culpeper State Theater, just like we do here at Montpelier, and we can have the substantive conversations that we need to have for today. Right now, there's some great films that deal not just with the Constitution, but actually governance and the values of self-governance, the kinds of values that James Madison taught each of us as Americans. We don't have the space here to be able to host a film festival. So what better partner than the Culpeper State Theater to partner with us and to make those film festivals happen?
It won't be long, and soon the lights will be shining bright again on Main Street in downtown Culpeper when the newly restored marquee gets put on the face of the State Theater. And I'll tell you what, it's so bright, we had to call NASA and have them move the Hubble telescope further out into space. Hi everybody, we're up here in Ohio at the world-famous Wagner Sign Company, and who better to restore the old Culpeper State Theater marquee than these guys? It's amazing, a $100,000 restoration, and fairly soon it'll be coming back to Culpeper and be placed on the front of the State Theater and light up Main Street. I'm here today with the president of the Wagner Electric Sign Company in Ohio, Mr. Mark Wagner. Mark, thanks for having us here today.
We're glad you're here.
Well, we're glad to be here as well because this is the first time we've gotten to see the marquee fully lit right there in your warehouse, in your factory. Mark, how long has the Wagner Electric Sign Company been in business?
The Wagner Electric Sign Company started in 1954, and it was started by my grandfather. So my brother and I are actually third generation in the business.
So Mark, the Culpeper State Theater was built in 1938. How difficult was it to restore our marquee?
Well, the State Theater project was a really fun one for us to do. The Art Decos are fun as well because there aren't many of those Art Decos that we have been able to restore because they are newer than the vaudeville type marquees in theaters. But it's been a great experience for us. It's been a lot of fun. So this is a very true restoration and replication of your theater marquee. The Art Deco is fun because we get to use the incandescent lamps, we get to use the neon, the fluorescent, and the bright colors and the glitz. And this was an interesting project because it was extremely true to the original. You have the air-conditioned neon across the front of the marquee, which was neat because obviously today we don't need to advertise that, but back in the day that was very important. So you stayed true to your restoration.
Well, Mark, thank you again. It's really been a pleasure coming up to Ohio, to your factory and its rich history in itself. There are many sponsorship opportunities at the State Theater of Culpeper, but the premier sponsorship opportunity is the naming right of the State Theater marquee. What company would not want to see their name in lights on Main Street as the fully restored marquee gets lit and welcomes thousands to the region? In spring of 2013, the State Theater of Culpeper will open its doors for all to enjoy once again. It'll be the 75th anniversary of the theater. We hope to see you on opening week.